And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing FortressCraft Evolved Frozen Factory. Well, I was doing some math, and the way that I want to build the magma bore, I'm going to need a lot of resources. I want to build 20 geothermals to power that thing, just to see what it's about. And keep in mind, this is with the lower resource cost recipes that I put in the game. So the vanilla basic recipes is exponentially more of these resources than even what this will be. So 20 geothermals will give me about 108,000 power per second, and that's pretty much what you need for the magma bore. Now each geothermal gives you 5 blocks, and you have 75 total. So you have to do 15 clicks. So 20 of these, you're looking at 300 clicks of this geothermal generator component. Each one of these, I reduced the cost of the machine blocks to 25. I think they were 100, if memory serves. Even with the lower cost, I'm still looking at 7,500 of each of these 2 blocks. Refined resin, I'm going to need 19,200 resin. And crystal deposit, I'm going to need 76,800 crystal deposit. Crystal deposit we've actually got. I've got that crystal vein down in the cold caverns actually finished. It mined that entire vein out that fast. And so I've got all that crystal down there waiting. I've probably got another, 30,000 crystal down there. So I've got crystal. The tough part is the machine blocks, because it just takes time for them to process. So I wanted to expand how we process these. So I have been working on this one here. This is the one that's been going the whole time. I added one here. But before I could add one here, I had to make sure that we were actually able to produce enough material to double this up, because I was making enough to produce at max one of these. So I have the power going into the power boosters, and I had to double up on the coiler system that we had there because it wasn't keeping up. Now, if we go down the crafting chain, these machine blocks, I doubled up. So I had 2 of these. Well, now I've got 4 of these. Well, in order to do that, I had to add another steel bar smelter. So there's yet another steel bar smelter. And I brought in more power over here because of that, because all of these are also getting powered all the way down the line. And you can see this is actually not full anymore. So this is not backlogged enough to keep this one packed. And so all of these, I had to even go further back into the crystal clocks, which I haven't touched in forever. And with these, I now upgraded to a induction charger, where we are able to process 5 of these stacks at a time. And these, again, this is not enough. This was backlogged, but as soon as I added that other imbued machine block, these started consuming faster. So I'm going to need to figure out a way to add another one of these, which I don't think it would be too hard. I think basically adding a battery here, a crystal clock, and maybe a turntable somewhere over here, or I could go with just go with a hopper and do it that way. That's one of the ways. I also had to upgrade the crystal. So I made this an improved cargo lift now. So it's loading and unloading 1,000 at a time, and it's also moving up the cargo lift shaft twice as fast, and that's a big bonus, is moving twice as fast. So all of this gets whittled down into that final machine block way over there. To move ahead on resin, this is completely dead because I just fed the resin and I'm slowly pulling resin out of here because I added another processing center for my resin where I'm able to pull the resin out. So this back wall right back here is a new resin spot right back there. There was that huge area of resin in the back corner here, and that is how I took care of that whole process. We still have little bits of lingering resin here and there, and I will have to eventually figure out a way to get rid of that. I want to see, after feeding it, I want to see how much resin is left after all of this. And you can see, because of the power struggles, the blocks are kind of weird because they kind of sit and linger on a block for a while until they get enough power to actually pull it away. So this was the result of just filling up these hoppers. So there's basically 600 blocks or items that cause this to grow, and once this starts calming down, the batteries will fill back up. The whole system will sort of be refreshed a little bit, and I'll be able to then feed it even more. But yeah, that's how we do that. How many is I still have 700 blocks free on that, so not gonna, I don't think we're gonna be pulling 700 blocks from what we have left here, unless there's some way hidden big block of it somewhere. So the batteries should start charging now that we've calmed it down quite a bit. These are still not keeping up, and of course these batteries are in pretty bad shape as well. But we're still pulling resin out, which is what we want. We don't want that to stop. I could add power to this system. Not sure if I want to do that yet or not. I would basically have to double stack the turbines just like I did down on the cold caverns. It might be a little trickier with this because this Mark V is not centered on all of those turbines. But, nickel is going well. Titanium is fine. For now, anyway, I haven't gotten any notice of any veins clearing, so that's good. Oh, I can pick up another 5 RP. So, in that short amount of time, how many blocks did we get here? See, another 273. Now I need to go down to the cold caverns and make sure that the blocks are actually being made. See, this is my Heimel construction here. Still processing. I'm getting enough blocks for the magma bore. I have the layout done. I have the cavern mined out where the magma bore will go. I've got everything sort of laid out for the where all the components and stuff are going to go. I don't know if I want to show that to you or not yet, just because it'd be kind of a surprise when I do build that. So this was that crystal that was right here. So we have that crystal vein that was right there, and look at that. I didn't even notice, but there's a hive right right in my line of sight there, and it just barely missed blocking my cargo lift. And these things are still going just because that the cryoplasm tends to have some growth spurts. I mentioned that in a previous episode. So you can see the cryoplasm has grown back out, and I'm just started, just mining it back down again. Just this process. I'm very, very close to the spawner though. I'm not 100% sure I want to uncover the spawner just yet. I was thinking that might be a future episode. So this is our new crystal that we're mining here. Just because it was over here. This is where our crystal was, and now it's way over there, and so I had to pipe all this stuff in, and these fill up between deliveries, so it's just enough time for those to fill up, and the crystal seems to be going well, so it's not a huge issue, and we're still pulling out at 100%, so we should get 250 some thousand out of there. And so this is the magma bore. There is the huge cave that you have to dig out. I think this is like 90 blocks tall. So it's a huge cavern that you need to carve out. And while it was digging, I happened upon a huge area of sand. So we had a massive sand. Oh, we still have some sand sitting over here. We had a massive sand pile right here that was a nightmare to clear out. I used some of my excavators, I used BFL, I used a lot of different techniques to clear the sand out. So the first step in getting these this layout done, I'll show you the layout. I don't mind showing you the layout. So this is the general layout of what we're gonna do to get 20 geothermals on our magma bore, because the magma bore is only 3 blocks tall, and it is a problem because a geothermal is only 3 blocks tall, but you need 4 blocks to actually deliver the power out of it that it generates, because it generates 5,400 power, and 3 upgraded lasers only can deliver like 4,800. So we need at least 4 blocks tall. So right here, this is going to be a Mark V battery right here. And I'd like to keep this place at least lit up so you all can see. But if we go to an area that we can do it, I already have the batteries built. So these things are 9 blocks tall, or are they 7? I think they're 9. Yeah, 5 by 5 by 9. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that right? It seems a little big. These are just massive batteries. So there is the battery. Now each one of these is a geothermal. So this is a geothermal right here, and this one is actually touching the battery. So there's no real reason to use lasers for this one. This one is a geothermal, and it will go right back here. And then there'll be a laser 3 lasers here, and then a laser on the top. So it'll be able to dump all of its power into there. And I just thought of a problem with that. If I put a laser right there, it might siphon power off of this one. So I might have to space these out one apart from the previous, which will push me. See, if I put a space, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks further back. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. That is right up against my cargo lifts over here. That is going to be a little tricky because the geothermal sends a pipe down, and if that's the case, because the geothermal will sit right along this line here, so the middle will be right about there, or no, there. So that will be the pipe that goes down, and in case that rubs up against it, that would be a problem. But these are as close as they can be together. You know, here's a geothermal and there's a geothermal. So because that's one battery and there's 2 more over here. So there's 4 total batteries. Each battery can support 5 geothermals on a side. And I could save that, save that for putting a couple geothermals over here. I could put one right here and then one back here and just kind of supplement the power that way. And that way I don't have to put a geothermal way back here close to these lifts, because if you go all the way down, there's all those mine carts and stuff. But I think the mine carts go right down the middle. If I remember right, all my mine carts go right down the middle of each of these, because there's unloads, or there's hoppers, and then the mine carts are on top. So I think that might work still, because it's really nowhere near the actual vein. The actual vein is way the heck over there. I think that's where the vein is, way over there. So the minecarts actually come in this way. So that might still work. Hopefully it will. But yeah, you can see the general layout. It should work, no problems. And then it's just a matter of matter moving over the compressed Freezon that's over here. And I will have to expand the Freezon up there. This is not even close to enough Freezon production to keep up with that consumption in real time. That's why I wanted there to be a lot of Freezon saved up over there, just so we can use it. And I'm gonna go gather up the crystal that's over here. There it is. And then I can use, so we've got quite a bit more crystal here. So, crystal total in the end, 99,000 crystal. And I didn't actually have all that much crystal on me, so that vein that was 96,000, that was about exactly 100% of that vein. So, it's good that math worked out. And see, these are basically full here. So that is the system, and those are the designs, and it's going to be a true test to see if it actually works. Because I can beam, the Freon in here and then distribute it in this area here, because there'll be a gap back in here where all those things are. I want to make sure I did this right here. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah, I did. Good. I'm glad I counted that out right. That would have sucked if that was wrong. All right. So we're just basically waiting on the production of these. I also doubled this up too. So these are now doubled up. And I want another 1,000 of each of those. And I'm processing the chromium and the molybdenum really fast. So there's no problems with that at all. And now that I've got all those massive one-slot chests, I'd be able to use those somewhere else. Like put one down in sulfur maybe, because I can dismantle this whole system now. There we go. But that'll have to do it for this episode. So I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.